In this video, I'm going to show you how to join a Windows system to an Active Directory domain. Now, I've already got a domain controller set up here. Its IP address is 192.168.255.70. So over here on our other server, I'm going to open up Control Panel. And let me just show you what I did here. So in Control Panel, I'm kind of old school. I think there's probably different ways to get to this now, but this is how I remember doing it. So you go to Control Panel, Network and Interface, Network and Sharing, and there's your Ethernet. So I'm going to change the adapter setting, right-click on that in Properties. I hope they change that actually, because that's a lot of work just to get to there. But anyways, I want to select the TCP/IP and click on Properties. Now I was already in here to set a static IP address for it, so I've got that, and I've added in the as the DNS the domain controller. So the domain controller, just to jump back to there for a second, it has DNS set up, and we need to point any members joining to this domain to the domain controller, because otherwise when we go to try and log in and point it to that new domain, it's going to fail. So just make sure your DNS is the domain controller, whichever domain controller. There may be multiple ones, of course. So we'll close that all down. Now, one of the simplest ways to do this, if you're in Server Manager on the Local Server tab, you're going to see Workgroup is currently set to Workgroup. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to say Change. And actually, before I do that, I'm going to go through and change the host name as well, without changing the workgroup. Don't confuse it, just to be on the safe side. So I'm going to click OK. I'm going to change that host name, and it's going to make me do a restart. So I'll restart now. So at this point, it's going through renaming the system. And now we can go in, and we'll see in Server Manager, it's going to have the new name. So if we click on Local Server, we can see it's got the correct name. Now we're set to actually join it to the domain. I don't want to join it to the domain and try and do a host rename. It might just be a unknown documented feature or undocumented feature. Anyway, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put in my domain name, which in this case, just to show you, if I go under Tools, Active Directory, Users and Computers, we're going to see the domain is iamlab2.local. So in here we put iamlab2.local, and we click OK. It's going to ask me for a username with permissions to join this system to the Active Directory domain. In this case, I'm just going to use the global admin account. And great, that has joined me to the domain. And it's going to want to restart again. So we'll close that, and we'll let it do that. All right, so that reboot is done. Now, when I log in, it's showing the administrator account, and I've been logging in as local admin. But that may have actually logged me in as global admin now, since I'm part of the domain. But as we can see under Local Server Manager, it has now joined to the domain properly. And if we click on Command Prompt and open one of those, type in who am I, and it actually has continued to log me in as the local administrator though. So I won't get into the details of logging in and out as different user accounts. The whole point of this video is just to show you how to join a system to the Active Directory domain. So thanks for watching.